Hi everybody, this is Angie from Tourangie.com, and yes, sorry that the full-length official video took so long of the holiday lights in Bluefield, but here it is. I say it's full length, but it truly isn't, and I'll explain that in a minute. So right now, I'm sitting on Stadium Drive, in the line, waiting to get into the park. You had to cut up and go towards the middle school, the entrance towards the middle school, and then circle around the back part of the parking lot to enter in. Now right here, of course, there's this line of traffic, but over to the left is Dino Land. And I've got a quick little insert of a video to show you some of Dino Land. There's the the Triceratops, Tyrannosaurus Rex, a Brontosaurus, some palm trees. It's a cute little display. It's been here before. In fact, they do have new lights in the park. And I'll point it out when we get to it. But yeah, there's the Dino Land. It's pretty cute while you're waiting to get into the park. Now, with me saying that this is the full-length video, so the full drive from this point in the park, which I haven't even got really to the entrance, is 16 minutes. So with me driving, I sped up the video to make it go a little bit quicker so I could add in these side pieces where I have the camera shot over to the left to show you the lights better that you can't see from the drive straight on. So the video does tend to end up being about 12 minutes total because of those side shots, but I wanted to get those in there for you because that gives you a better idea. Now, one thing I wanted to point out is these cars. This is like horrible video lights right here because the back lights, the brake lights of these vehicles. So once we get to the point where I pay, I let these vehicles get far enough ahead of me that they don't cause too much issue, at least for the first half of this video. This little ice skating bear that falls down, I remember it from years ago. It's one of my favorite things. I always look for it when I'm coming into the park because I've always loved that ice skating bear that's fallen down. I think it's so cute. So I put a lot of facts and information about the lights on my first video I did, which is just like 3 or 4 minutes long. But I'll go through those again so you'll know them if you didn't watch my first video. So it's 1.3 million lights in the city park right now. They start working on it in October, start getting it all together and building it for opening Thanksgiving week. It actually starts on Thanksgiving Day and runs through the first week of January. The hours is 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. During the week, and then, Sunday through Thursday, and then 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. They have other things in the park. There's like the Mistletoe Market, which was open for 3 Saturdays, and I think even on Friday too. And then the cool tree with the LED light. It's the Lightorama. It's a 22-foot tree. You'll see it in one of the side videos. Oh, I believe at about somewhere around 9 minutes in, maybe. I may be a little bit off on that, but there's no way you'll miss it. It's pretty awesome. But there's over 200 ornaments on that tree, and each snowflake measures 2 feet high, and it's sitting on top of a big bass drum, guarded by 2 nutcrackers. So you'll notice it there at the end. I love driving through here. There's always something new, something to see. I love driving through this thing right here. There is a new light display on up in the park, and I'll try to point it out. It's an octopus. So I don't remember the octopus last year, but it's new for this year, so it's pretty cool. Also, if you would like to try ice skating, they have that here too. It costs $5 for 30 minutes and includes the ice skate rental. So I know I got this whole length video out super late in the season, but remember that for next year, if you want to come to the Holiday of Lights or the city park to go ice skating. There are times there's looks like there's horse-drawn carriages too. There's some carriages that were sitting out in the parking lot, so I'm sure at some point you could do a horse-drawn carriage ride. So it was pretty neat. I hope you're enjoying this little video. We're going to talk some more just specifically about the park. Like, for example, in the winter, unless you're doing the Holiday of Lights tour like we're doing right now, you're not allowed to drive in the park or do the whole circle of the park. The park is closed for driving during the winter. Makes sense. Also, there's a cute little playground over here, the baseball field. There's tennis courts, basketball, and picnic shelters you can rent. But there's a lot of great hiking in the park. Many trails. In fact, one of the trails takes you up the mountain. It's a very cool place to be. I always see deer on the side of the mountain there, near the trail when I'm driving the road, the back road that takes you from Stadium Drive over to Bluefield Avenue. That's where one of the trailheads is, and it attaches to the city park. So I always see deer there. So you'll definitely, well, I can't say definitely, but you'll most likely see some deer in the area. One of the most popular things here at the park is during the summer is riding the Ridge Runner. The Ridge Runner I've been a part of Bluefield for, well, longer than I've been living. It used to be on top of the mountain, on top of East River Mountain at the overlook. Back then, there wasn't the tunnel on Interstate 77. There wasn't even an Interstate 77. So when they built the tunnel, traffic going over the mountain faded. So there wasn't this cool, nice park at the top of the mountain for people to take a rest stop at to stretch their legs when driving. So when that happened, the Ridge Runner that was up there was brought down here to the city park. It actually was brought down here in 1984, but it stopped being used up there in the late 70s due to no traffic going across the mountain. So ever since, you've been able to ride the Ridge Runner. They do the maintenance on it, and sometimes the track's closed or something due to maintenance issues, but they always are working on it and getting it ready for people to ride during the summer. And the tickets are only $2, so it's a cool thing to do in the summer when you're in Bluefield. One of the cool things is this locomotive on the Ridge Runner is from 1964, and it was refurbished too. There was a lot of donations made. In fact, there was over $200,000 in donations to get this moved from the East River Mountain to the city park back in the day. Now, one of the things we could talk about that is in this area is Mitchell Stadium. Mitchell Stadium is, of course, on the other end of the parking lot where we pulled in. It's our major football stadium of the area. Many football teams use it. We'll stop there for 1 second because this is about to go to the Christmas tree, this big LED Christmas tree. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Each snowflake is 2 feet. Okay. Just figured I would show that while I could. I don't know that I get another good view of it from this angle. There it goes. It's playing music. You won't be able to hear the music because YouTube will just eliminate it. No music to be known really can be played on YouTube, but that's why I yap so much. Anyway, let's talk about Mitchell Stadium. So it's used, the high school, the middle schools in the area use this. Graham on the Bluefield, Virginia side use it. There is a thing where they're getting their own stadium built. I don't know any details on that, but they have used it for years. It's been a good rivalry stadium too. There has been times that the rivalry between Bluefield and Graham has been on ESPN because of 12,000 people show up for that football game one year. It's pretty interesting, and it was voted one year as America's favorite football stadium. The stadium was built in 1939, so I figured I would just throw that information in here since, well, the city park is connected to Mitchell Stadium, and I'm running out of things to talk about. So you may not be able to notice it from this video, but there are still trees down off to the side where you're driving. There's not in the road or anything, obviously, but off to the side, you still see some trees down, and that's because of Hurricane Helene. The workers at the city park and of Bluefield have really worked hard this year getting this together. Hurricane Helene brought a lot of wind to the Bluefield area and took down a lot of trees. And that was the middle of September. Well, usually October is when they start prepping for putting up the lights, getting the lights together, making sure they work and different things for the holiday of lights. Well, they've had to be working on getting trees removed, moved, chopped up out of the road, all that kind of stuff too, in the middle of all of this, while they were prepping the lights. So they did a wonderful job this year, even having time to add in the octopus. Now, did you see the octopus in the video? I hope you've seen it. I forgot to point it out as I was editing my voice in, so I hope you got to see the octopus. But right up there to the right, do you see the Yeti? We've got a Bigfoot in the city park. Well, that's all I have to talk about basically. This is Angie from Tourangie.com. Come to my website, read my blogs, make appointments so I can help you plan your next travel adventure, whether it's hotels, rental cars, cruises, all-inclusive vacations, whatever you need, I can help you. I work with Airbnb, I work with Expedia, and basically I can help you out with anything. Also, if you'd like for me to film a certain area, a street, I love doing that. So when I'm in the area, or basically anywhere along the way from Charlotte, North Carolina to Bluefield, I can do that too. I have some videos of Fancy Gap Mountain I'm putting up a little bit later, and they're not fun, but it was not a fun drive. But anywho, that's enough about that. I hope you've enjoyed this video of the holiday lights in Bluefield. If you didn't come down this year to see them, this video will help you out, and maybe you'll come down next year for it. It is drawing crowds from out of state. There are people that live in Charlotte, North Carolina that came up to Bluefield just for this, without having any ties to the area. So I think this is a pretty good tourist draw to the area. So I hope you've enjoyed. I will talk to you all later. Take care.